4, 3, 2, 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is it. It's the Romello Marcellus Show. The fly uncle you always wish you had.
Bring them out.
Here to give you every aspect of game from a real player's perspective. It's the biggest boss from business, entertainment, love, and life.
Had to find my inner power.
To fashion, etiquette, and current events.
Major show alert.
All to enhance the happiness already inside you.
Today is about the power of you.
Check it out.
You're now rocking with the best.
Here I am, goddammit. Here I am. Welcome to the Romello Marcellus Show. I am he, and he is me. And yeah, it's another episode of the Romello Marcellus Show. I want to welcome you. Let me take a few minutes administrative things while we allow people to get into the room. And yeah. We're going to talk about the show itself. I mean, you like it, follow, like, subscribe on Instagram, Facebook. We're on all platforms. Also, we're on Spotify and Apple Music for our live broadcast that we do on Coffee and Conversations. That's more of an in-depth look, a more adult content show. So if you need some help in the bedroom or with your love life or selecting partners and that kind of thing, yeah, Sunday afternoons, Coffee and Conversations on Spotify and Apple. Yeah, good evening. Hope everybody is doing well today and has enjoyed their day thus far. This is going to be the third installment of something, man, that has been plaguing me. So I thought I would share it. While we're in here, I think that we all have an opportunity to grow, not just be a part of something or a conversation and not have any input. So if you're here, this is an interactive platform. So yeah, we ask that you offer your ideas, your thoughts, your opinions, all of those good things. It means so much to us here. It's not my show, it's your show. I merely work for you. Hey, we got Lady Lala 411 in the room. Welcome. We got Toy and the Black Vegans in the room. Welcome. Long time no see. No, I've been out for a few, but yeah, we're here now. Yeah, just want to touch on it, man. Let a few people get into the room, man. If you're in here as you're coming in, man, throw your thumbs up. Let me know you're here. Let me know who you are and where you're from. I think this show's going to be even more enlightening than the last one. Actually, I kind of lost my mojo last night. You know, something was troubling me about the conversation that I was having. So I exited. But unbeknownst to me, I guess it did what it was supposed to do. Got a lot of positive feedback. So hopefully this will do the same. This is one of those shows where you have to have an open mind. Please have an open mind tonight. Yeah. So, yes, people are joining the room. We're going to talk about a few things. What about the gas crisis? Everybody get gas? You got enough gas in your basement, in your buckets? Seems we might be walking on some Mad Max kind of thing. Yeah. Hopefully they'll get it fixed. I mean, it's always something, huh? Always something. Let me touch on something else, man. How do we deal with people and them not being prepared? Magnificent Mo is in the room, 75. Hey, how's it going? Not being prepared for work. You know, being prepared to do the things they need to do to better themselves in life. How do you feel when you witness that? You know, let's say if you were applying a drug test to someone, or they were applying to the job and they inquired about a drug test, and you're the hirer or the interviewer, and the person asked you, well, what type of drug test are you administering? Is it the swab or is it urine? What would that say to your spirit? I mean, I'm just saying, you can't make this up. This is actually happening out here. Someone brought that to my attention, who's in HR. So, yeah, it's crazy. And it's only us that does this shit. I mean, really. I mean, if you're going to clean your life up, at least clean it up just enough to get through the door. At least you have a shot or something. Damn. So, yeah, that's just that. As we're talking, I mean, like I said, I'm allowing some people to get into the room. But in the meantime, in between time, I'm going to put this up on Instagram. Hey, Flawless is in the house. Flawless, Vodka, CEO, West Coast fam. All right, so there, it's up now. All right, now I'm going to put this up in Facebook. This is part 3, you guys. But there's a subtopic, and I'm sure that you all are going to find it. Someone says, deal with that all the time. I thank them for the time and rescind my invitation. The audacity to even ask, and you were correct. It's always us. It's a shame, man. People won't get it together. People won't just won't get it together. Now, tonight, man, the topic once again is the Blackman versus Everybody. We're the most hated group of people in the world, it seems, like I said before, and we're constantly put thumbs and hands and paws and everything else on. Last place, last to get a taste. And it's a shame. But tonight we're going to talk about our biggest threat and our biggest thing that happens to us, and it seems that there's nowhere around it. And I'm going to offer this right now. Here's a subtitle. Here's a subtopic. The black man's biggest thorn in his side is the black woman. I got to put it out there. Some of y'all, a lot of y'all are in the fucking way. And that's just what it is. Now I'm going to express my thought, and I hope that I don't offend, but I hope I invoke thought. See, my position is you with your content and your lack of trust, your lack of self-trust with your bumps and bruises that somebody's got to pay for, your selfishness and your denial to be able to deal with your self-issues and lack of self-worth, your state of being spoiled and wanting to be spoiled. In so many ways, as you look at all the mistakes that you made, even down to the illegitimate children you have, your lacks and your lack of self-understanding, your constant need to be heard and to be boisterous, being seen at the wrong times, especially when a man's present. The selfishness pours out of you in everything that you say and do. You seek temporary satisfaction because you have options. Temporary medication. How many of you temporarily medicate yourself with things, with people, with feelings? You know, we as people of color, we can't have those kind of feelings. It costs us too much. It costs us way too high. See, you got to understand, you are the greatest weapon that's been used against us. You've been weaponized from day one to keep us docile and emasculated and constantly questioning who the fuck we are. Y'all on the way. You move around with these expectations about what a man should do and feel and know about you, and you can't even supply the same expectation to him. How can somebody be your king, man? How can somebody lead? Because honestly, you really don't want him to lead. You don't want to be led. You always got some sort of defense, some sort of comeback. I'll say it again. The biggest thorn in the black man's side is the black woman. Her modern ways, her indignant attitude when it comes to things that should not regard the relations between her and the man, because see, the roles have been reversed, and when divine order is broken, you're always going to have anarchy. You say you want a man to help you, or excuse me, provide and keep you, but where are you in the role of the helpmate? How are you helping when you have expectations? I thought as a helpmate, you come to help put the work in. You need your future husband to leave? Okay. So how do you get to that point when you meet someone without the expectations of something that should be stroking to a decision that you should have already made day one based on a spiritual engagement? If you're clear, and that means not entertaining the options, and I'm saying this in regards to your connections, your spiritual self, your oneness with self, dismissing all the soul ties, meaning the motherfuckers you've been laying with, keeping company with. The most sacred thing you can do is break bread with someone. Sit at a table and break bread. Do you know that? That is one of the most sacred things you can do. But we get together and guilty. We date. We go out to eat. And a lot of times we build this fake bane of existence, of togetherness, on that false sense of fellowship, if you want to call it that. But see, there are times that you have been used as weapons in a man's life. Day one, you single mothers, you quiet your sons as opposed to sending them out there amongst the wolves and allowing them to fend for themselves, because trust me, they'll be all right. They listen to your bitching and your belly aching about where your daddy at, or I don't need no man, and I did everything for you. So if you did, cool. But for you to distort his image of what a man would be or should be is wrong. This is why I stated before, you have so many prince paupers rolling around that you can't even find your husband, Lena Ray, that you're seeking, because you perpetuate or impart the female tendencies that you have in your sons. But this was put into place by design. Whether James River was real or not, the action and the actionable items are real. And it's a fucking shame that the double standards exist when it comes between black men and black women. The expectation of, well, shit, you got to have a car to talk to me. No, what's the song? Ain't nothing going on but the rent. Got to have a job to be with me. Right. We get it. But do you get that 9 times out of 10, this deck is stacked much, much higher against us than it is you. You will always have a place at the table to come and sit and be a part of the conversation. Just like now, it is the black women who run the Democratic Party, who shifts the votes. They ain't looking for our vote, because half of us, we've been wiped out of the vote anyway by incarceration, death, and a whole bunch of other shit. So go figure. Let me put it this way, man. This is what I see. You have young brothers out here who are willing to try to meet these expectations, but you don't have women who are strong enough to be the helpmeet or the comfort or the calm that's needed to guide a headstrong brother's mind when it comes to his own, coming into his own. For so long, you mothers have done it all for them. Okay? And I'm going to sit here and I'm not going to tell you anything different. I have a young son. My youngest son, he's launched, but shit, he can call on his mother and she's going to do any and everything for him. Period. I hate it. But he's a man. I've been part of those things in him. But at the same time, because of who he is and who he's been since he's come up, he's going to use the comforts that he has that are available to him. But when I speak about the comforts coming from you, woman, it is for him to rest in your arms to know that, God damn it, I can leave that day outside. Be his piece of peace. He may not want shit from you, but that moment to just say, hey, look, you know what? I can breathe right here. That's it. Don't be that one that has those expectations and you dragging that baggage from one nigga to the next nigga. And, oh, yeah, you just like the rest and, you know, and so on and so forth. But really, is he like the rest? Or is it you that you can't get past your own bullshit? With the acceptance that someone can genuinely want to be with your ass and build something with you, fruitful. But when you talk about fruitful things, the first thing you have to do is you have to till the soil. You got to turn the soil. Then you drop the seed. Then you continue to water. Turning the soil is you and me, recognizing where our ends and begins and expressing that. The seed is dropped to say, hey, man, look, I don't have a fucking job right now, but I got aspirations to do this. I'm going to school to do this. I don't want nothing from you but your time, and I'll do what I need to do to make sure that you see that in me. All guys don't get over their bullshit. You know what? The bullshit's come from you. Understand this. Any true man is worth his weight in gold, is confident enough to say, hey, I gave my best to this one, and if it wasn't enough, then I'm on my way. But when you have the ones with the bullshit female tendencies, and I'm not hating, I'm just saying this is what's been imparted in them, they can't make those decisions. So they're willing to be the little boys who are getting chastised. Did you break that? I was laying down. Well, I wasn't there. Understand what I'm saying? Man gonna tell you where he's at. Period. You're gonna know where his ass is at all times. If he's with you or if he's exploring something else, he's gonna tell you. No, you have guys that start BS also. You know what? It has to start from somewhere. I'll tell you what. Those same ones that you say start BS, right? See if you can put your hands on their father or the man before them, because that's the measure of them. And if he's non-existent, then you look at the mama, because that was the first teacher. So understand, with you shifting that to me, this is one of the prime points that I'm making. Whereas it's how do I say it? You're narcissist, goddammit. Don't shift the directions. We're not deflecting. We talking about you, damn it. You and your expectations. Your expectations, your fantastic dream of how your life should be and how you should be in love with this man, and this special man gonna come with on a fucking horse and carriage and take you to the motherfucking white picket fence and rub your feet with olive oil and rice. Everybody's life don't end up like that, man. What you could hope for, or what you should hope for, is someone that's going to love you for the fucked up individual that you are, regardless. Period. Breath stink in the morning, ass stink at night. You could be a terrible housekeeper. But for someone to accept you beyond that, that is, and should be your ultimate goal. I said this retrospectively on a show before. World wars were fought over the hand of a woman. And I'm saying this to you as a man. He only needs one. And he's going to be the one that would wipe out a whole seaboard behind you. Turn his pockets out every night, walk in there and just throw his shit on the table. Here. Yes, agape love, unconditional love. Man got to love you and love you like the food he's eat. He's ready to war with you daily over your shit. He may pack his shit 1,000 times, but he ain't going nowhere. No, I disagree, Romello. You probably could speak for some guys, and I could only speak for some females. You know, I've been every guy. I've been the liar. I've been the cheater. I've been the stand-up guy. I've been them all. I can speak for every one of those fools. All right? You're talking to the king now. But each one of those scenarios was based on the pauper princess who was speaking to the fool in me. Which fool did she speak to that day? Or at that point in life. But what I'm saying to you is, if you see yourself as a jewel, as a virtuous, strong woman who can be an addition to his life, he'll find you and he'll act accordingly. But are you ready for that commitment? Because it ain't just something you just do. That's something that takes work. Because the majority of us on this line right now are over 30 years old, and you're set in a lot of ways. You're not going to just change up overnight to accept someone in your life. How much are you willing to give of yourself? That takes sacrifice. I'm willing to sacrifice myself for you. I'm willing to change what I do for you. I'm willing to not go hang out, or I'm willing to lose 30 pounds, or I'm willing to give up smoking weed or whatever your vice is to be better for this individual. You know what I'm saying? For yourself and the individual. It's always good to strive to be a better you so that you can be the best you can be for you, and a better individual for the individual that you're with. But my thing is, back to the subject at hand, is that you've been a thorn in our side for so fucking long, it's ridiculous. You've had sons that lived in your houses that actually have become benign, and they've been called boys and get your ass and shut up and that kind of thing. And to sit back and listen to your conversations, not that they were ear hustling, but when they're in the presence of you, they soak it up. And this is the thing they bring in the world. I asked myself about 25 years ago, and as a promoter, I would see guys come into the fucking club and stand there and watch other dudes come in and go. And I'm like, what the fuck has happened to the society we lived in? Because where I came up, we were there for the girls. We come, hey, you want to dance? Would you like to have, could I have this dance? Would you like to go on the floor? Would you like a drink? Are you hungry? This was our approach. Now dudes just want to and look at other dudes. And I'm like, where's that come from? Someone said, hang on one second. Kimberly Sweets, can we do a 30-day act of kindness to black women? The 30-day challenge for black women to give up random acts of kindness to black men. You know what? I'm going to pin this. Let's see what happens to heal time. Okay. You're still a thorn in our goddamn sides, and you're in the way sometimes. But we love you, and we can't do without you. There's no other woman on the face of this earth that's like you. Broke the fucking mold. But somebody whispered in your ear and told you that it was all right to continue to eat the fruit, and y'all keep shoving that shit down our throats. It's bad. I was having a conversation earlier with a dear friend of mine. And my position is this. When we look at the brothers in prison, dead, a lot of things that came up when they were a lot younger, you know they threw their lives away chasing a woman. Threw their lives away chasing a woman. And I've met a lot of them in passing that will never see their families again on this side of a fence. Chasing you. Because it was an expectation to have things, temporary things, you know, like a paying job. Instead of telling your kids, hey, look, This is what I had to do to make sure you can dine, as opposed to being a father and just fucking spending time. Joke out here with all the drive. Could have took his ass to school and learned how to fly the friendly skies, but he chose to do what he did, trying to be a boss, but at the same time chasing the broad. And he was just another nigga that was lost. You hear me? So yeah, we can do that. Acts of kindness. This is an act of kindness. I'm telling you where we stand. I'm telling you in kind. I'm telling you out of love. You know? Yeah. Do you understand that a lot of things that y'all do can drive the individual that you're with to lunacy, and you have no idea? I'm going to tell you something. I had a woman many, many years ago tell me straight up, nigga, please, you just a victim of my circumstances. Boom. Melted a motherfucker right there where I stood. Happens. But that's the power you have as the first teacher, the first one to touch us as we come into the world, the first face we see, the first being we smell. Then we smacked on our asses by some man or our father and put in some bin to warm up. Yeah. You are the perfect weaponized thing. Willie Lynch couldn't have put it any better. We already have old against young. We have dog against light. We have all of that. But the biggest war is between us and you. Everybody versus the black man. No matter how many motherfuckers march, millions march, we still don't have a fucking voice. Y'all got days and shit. Y'all got marches. Y'all got all that. Y'all voice and y'all votes count. Ours don't. We show up as the heavy. We show up and sit in the back and shut up. Shame. The only time we really seen on TV is when we're being escorted out somewhere for the crimes that we did or did not commit, or in somebody's body bag. How many real positive brothers have you seen on TV lately? Because trust me, skin folk ain't kinfolk. A lot of them jokers, they can't relate to me. I have no lack of love for them, but they're our tethers. You seen Us, right? The movie Us, that's basically what they are to us. And they've been propped up and programmed to bring us the move. Watch yourself. Stay woke, people. There's a lot of angst, and I'm not looking to bring that, but yeah, check your lacks, because you lack a lot. Accountability is one. Double standards also. Just know that when it comes down to it, just like old girl went over there and married that Prince boy and got ran up out of there. Still took a brother to come and save her, even though he ain't always right, but once again, it took a brother to come save her. And she's still in the dark about herself. Fucking shame. And some may say, hey, you're racist. No, I'm not. I love everybody. But I do believe in right is right. And when you perpetuate wrong, you have to make the people that you've wronged whole. But that will never happen for us because we're still not considered people. We're considered 3/5. And that begets property. So yeah, throwing it outside. Hello, how are you? Welcome, welcome to the show. This is what it is. Hey, hey, what my wet people are on here. She, she's new to this. Please let her know that I actually open up the can of whip ass on these brothers too, and I give insight about us. I'm thinking, see, that's the thing. That's the one of the things that's a problem. It's a thorn in the side because y'all talk too goddamn much and can't nobody tell you nothing. You want to be heard. You gotta. Sometimes we have to be. Well, let me say this. You can have an opinion. You can have an opinion, and when I'm ready for it, I'll give it to you. Yeah. When I'm ready for your goddamn opinion, I'll give it to you. But see, here's the thing. Now, no jokes. On the. Well, here's the thing. You can't. Or you deal with? Do you deal with females? Do you deal with females? Oh, but you know what? You're an expert. You've caused the damage. Yeah. Someone said women typically fight to get those things as adults that they were denied as children, i.e., attention, a voice, aggression, feeling important, and consideration, etc. Someone says, sis, we are emotional. You know what? I love you. I love females. I love women. Okay? Genitalia doesn't make you a man or a woman, it's your character. So I'm just speaking on my experiences, was how to, where there have been multiple times in my life, and as you know, I have a lot of brothers and uncles and friends and so on and so forth through experiences where it hasn't gone wrong. I mean, it has gone wrong because of what the male may have thought was implied that he needed to supply for the female. Now, in this day and age, and I'm speaking for this day and age, you know you have young ladies out here who tell you, fuck it, if you're not gonna do it, I got somebody else that will. Ooh. So it's based on the emotional investment that the young guy or the person has had in the woman. At that point, okay, fuck it, I gotta go get that because I don't want her XYZ. So now he willing to go jump off the bridge and gasoline draws and kill himself. You know, and this is what I was speaking about, throwing in her side, where if she was about her business and truly about her game, if he's an arrow, then shoot him in the right direction. You know, okay, what skills do you have? You want to do this? Put him on, as opposed to having him go out here and crash himself up. So now he's in a state and in a being where he's no good to you or anyone else, and you've gone on with your life. Someone's a woman. This is a woman in the room. Men can give opinions on what their experience is. That's approved. Oh, I'm approved. See, I'm just giving my experiences. Just healthy conversation. But you're still throwing on our goddamn side. That doesn't change. Yes, ma'am. So why would I build a base for the next woman? Okay, I agree. But So, but where I was going with it.
Because you're not going, you can't just come on and just act like,
So let me ask you this:
okay,
you're a mom, right?
this
Or
and that,
you're a mom,
and
or
females all bad.
you're a mom?
Yes, my
You're
daughter is 28.
you're a single mom.
No, I'm not. I said I'm married.
Oh, okay. Hey,
I
hey.
don't need a clap. I don't need no standing ovation.
I'm just hey. Hey. I'm off. I'm just stating that most households, and I'm speaking for young brothers who give you these things, they have no understanding of who they are because they don't know where they've come from. So there's no way they can be a man if they don't know how to be a man.
Wait a minute, my husband right here.
So yeah, awesome, good stuff. But yeah, I've gone in on the brothers too now.
Yeah, you gotta go in on the dudes too, cause you can't just go
We're,
in on the females.
see now they go.
Like,
Now see now you done started
okay,
something. You got them
like
going
when
in
I
on me now. Someone said we tired of holding it down while he's out there wilding out. You know what? I don't know
right,
nothing
see,
about
I'm
that.
exactly.
I don't know
See,
anything about that.
yes,
But he's somebody's son.
exactly.
But he is somebody's son, and this is the point I'm making. If he had
Okay,
it,
but we're somebody's daughter. We're somebody's daughter.
I get
So
that. And
if
usually
if
y'all
you
rule the
do
house
anything,
anyway.
y'all,
Y'all rule the
huh?
house. Y'all run the house anyway.
I mean, yeah, we
Tell your
still,
husband, a brother's over
but
here
still,
praying
we're
for him.
somebody's daughter. So,
Pray, praying for him.
and
He,
now he went.
tell him somebody, his brother over here praying for you. I'm praying for you, brother.
No, he got. But nah, if you can say y'all somebody's son, like look at the females, we're somebody's daughter.
Yeah.
So
But see,
just like
but see,
okay,
there's no downside for that for you guys. You're gonna be who you've been created to be anyway, and those conversations always come from mom.
and so are y'all. Like
No,
what?
it is very important for a young man to have a man in his life, just as it is for a young lady when she reaches the age of 12. It is a precursor to man or womanhood. You are able to create life between 12 and 13. At that point in time, the roles reverse. The mother is there to instill the love and compassion in each, but at that point in time, the separation has to be divided. It's just like in the Jewish community. They got it right. They had it right because they took it from us. This is the way it was. There was always a rite of passage for young men to become men, but that is non-existent now because of the things that happen in our lives. And
But when you first started out,
I was stating that
when you first started out the video, it seemed like you was down talking females.
no, not at all. I was stating the fact that you are a thorn in our sides, damn it. But as black men, we
Okay,
cannot
listen, a
do and
thorn in
don't
your
want to do
side.
without
Say a
you.
thorn hurts me. A thorn hurts me. If I pick up a
It
rose
does.
and a thorn,
Okay,
so
okay, let me,
that's
well, can I dress
okay.
it up
So
then? Can I
I
make it
took
better?
it the
Can I
wrong
make it
way.
better? You are Adam's
No,
rib.
I'm saying I took it the wrong
Okay,
way.
okay.
I took it the wrong way.
But here, let me
Because a
give you an example of
thorn
the pain.
hurts me.
Okay, so let me give you an example of the pain. I've stated this on my show retrospectively. God said, Adam, lay down, go to sleep. He took a rib out of him, had an operation right on him, sealed him right back up. But you think Adam healed from that right just that quick? He went through some pain. And what I'm saying is we going through some pain right now and have been going for a long time, and ours is double because of the society we live in has been more driven to expound on you guys' impulsiveness and your boisterous nature that you have to be seen and heard. And yeah,
Well, then, but why do we have to be that?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out why.
Why do
Tell me
we
why.
have to
Why
be
do you have to be
impulsive?
that? Why do you got to
Guys
be
are
that?
impulsive also.
Why do you got to be
But
that?
guys are impulsive also.
No. We listen.
That
You
was
allow us to
also.
do.
I had to click in on this.
Yeah, we can only do what you allow us to do, and that's basically it. It's just like sex. It's a selective nature in a selective sexual. there's a sexual selection in
Okay,
the
so
hierarchy
we
of
don't do
even
what
that.
y'all let us do too. Sometimes, because y'all don't only do it. I mean, guys are impulsive. Like, don't please. You run my loud.
We
Don't
can
don't
we can only express our actionable items when allowed. If we're not allowed and we express it, that's rape or some other shit like that. But we can only do what you allow us to do. But the choice is yours. Ultimately,
Oh
when you
my
decide to say,
gosh.
"Yeah,
So
all right, this is
okay, so
happening,
we just the
this is
bad
going down,"
species.
yeah, okay,
We're
cool.
just
Then we
the
got to be
bad
right there.
species, right? We're just females. We just a bad species.
Well,
So
you know what? I'm gonna form a
I
club
got.
just like on Married with Children with Ed Bundy, the No Ma'am Club. There it is tonight. And yeah, damn it, we're gonna go on strike too.
Wait, this is my first time looking at your thing. Cheers to you. I don't have no drink, but
Thank you,
cheers to you.
thank you. Hey, the door's open. It's an interactive forum, man. Everybody is welcome. Welcome, man. There's no judgment zone. Anytime, anytime. Tell your friends, tell your parents, tell everybody. Come on, man. This is
You
our
remember
platform.
we met one time in the club at Silver Spring.
Hmm.
I don't
Yeah.
remember the name of the club, but of Georgia, of Silver Spring,
Yep.
right?
And yeah, the next day was not a good day for me. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, but I'm back. And what did they say? And whoop, and I'm back.
What you got twisted in there that night? Cause I was on my
Well,
bed.
let's put it this way. The book's coming out, but I'll go ahead and put it out. The people came to see me, and I had to go and sit down with the people for a minute and talk to them. And that was what it was. So, whoop, there it is. Hmm.
You don't remember that because that was a couple of years ago.
Yeah, it was Society Lounge. I remember exactly where it was.
Yeah.
Yep, because I just got my Bentley truck and I
That
pulled
was
it up in
when I
front of
was
there, and
being up there.
yeah, all that good stuff.
I'm looking like an old lady right now.
Yeah. Tell your husband, praying for him. I thank you for joining on. Let me give somebody else an opportunity to log in,
Okay, yeah.
and you're more than welcome to come back. Just press the X on the screen. Much love to you. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Well, like I said, that's just my opinion, and there's a lot of us who have that opinion. I'm just the one who was man enough to say it tonight. God damn it, you are still a thorn in my side. But love you. Wouldn't want to do without you. But y'all need to get y'all shit together because y'all in the way. And yeah, we have some shit too, but where did that shit come from? Because I tell you right now, ain't no man beget that shit. Only part that mess in none of their sons. I know I didn't. Let your yes be your yes, your no be your no. Stand on what you believe in and fight to the end till you can't fight no more about it. If it means that much to you. What the song say? If you got to beg and plead to the symphony, does it mean that much to me? There. So. I'm sorry if I've offended somebody tonight, but just trying to put a little paint where it ain't. Help the growth. That's all. Encourage the conversation. Your video won't work. Why won't it? Let's try it again. Let me see. Let's see if we can get it in. I just sent you again. Let's see. How's everybody? If everybody okay, throw your thumbs up. Let me see you. Let me see y'all in good health and good spirits out here. Let's see. Let me know you're here. How does it feel to be a thorn in somebody's side? How does it feel? A thorn that somebody doesn't want to get rid of. Can't do without. Gotta hang on to it. Good evening, and welcome to the Romello Marcellus Show. I am he, and he is me. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you?
Life is amazing. How are you?
Hey, I can't complain. I cannot complain. I cannot complain. So, the topic of the evening, the subtopic, the black man's biggest thorn in his side is the black woman. Is there truth to that? I believe so. But there's a lot of good and truth in that because keeps us on our toes. Let us know we're alive. Pain sometimes pain is your friend. Let you know you're not dead. But the other things that come with it, meaning the self-sacrifice and the lack of self, that's usually dispersed with that is what the problem usually is.
Okay, I can agree with that. I think black women, especially black women today, those of us who are on either extremes of the timeline, right? So the live lazy, well, lazy is not a right term. Let's say not so motivated. Both can be challenging because those who are not motivated really aren't there to help the black man. They're trying to figure out how to help their daggone self. Those of us who are highly motivated is challenging because those women push and they push hard.
Right.
And sometimes their pushing hard is not in a manner in which the black man can hear.
Right. Pushing like
That
a
makes sense?
dude.
Yeah, exactly. Versus using our feminine, our femininity to make it work. But that's because those of us who did that, we had to fight. So it's hard to learn not to fight when you had to fight the whole time. It's tough to turn that off.
Wow. Someone just said if it's for good, then he needs a thorn in his side to get his attention. Why? When you were ripped from my ribs, you were ripped from here. We already got the scar. We don't need it here. You were weaponized by someone else, not by choice, not by your choice. This was done generations before you got here. We just in the remnants of it all. How do we change it? How do we turn it around? What is matter of fact? Let's put it this way. What do you
We turn it.
what do you personally what would you personally demand from your man? What would be the description of your perfect and ideal man?
My perfect ideal male, honestly, is a provider, a pastor, and a protector.
Okay. Now, what expectations do you have of this provider, this pastor, and this protector?
To fill those job roles. So for a provider, he makes sure that we have what we need. Does that mean that he pays for everything and he's financially responsible for everything? Absolutely not. I can put in, and actually I should put in because it helps me value that which we have, right?
Right.
The pastor is he needs to lead.
Right.
But he has to be able to lead in order to lead. I think my sister Jill Scott said, "Tell me what to do if you can tell me what to do." And then as far as protector, don't have us out here looking stupid. Making sure that we're covered.
Okay. Now, I hear you. This is going to touch on tomorrow, right? And I'm gonna kind of just put it out there. Having you out here looking like a fool. A lot of times people say that, but people don't recognize you were already looking retarded before you got to the point you look like a fool. And I'm gonna say that to say this: all the things that you want and you desire, a lot of us say we're willing to give them, but we won't give them without the stroking of this false sense of security that this is who I want to be with. This is the individual who's made the time for me, and so on and so forth. Um, Basically, what I'm saying is that I'm a giver, so I'm gonna be me every day. So I'm not walking around closed fist. I do separate parts of my life because there are those doors that you got to pass through for a lot of different reasons. My shit's complicated, has been. Um, but I'm willing to give. I'm willing to show up. I'm willing to do that. Day one, if I make a choice and say you're it, then goddamn it, you're it. I don't need to see anything else beyond what my feeling inside tells me about you. And what I find is that the females these days have always desired the courtship, you know. And when you have the courtship, you actually garner selection or options. So when you move, are you moving in a position of decision or something that you're waiting to happen for you to make that decision to say, all right, I'm gonna put my eggs here in this basket, damn it. But at the same time, like I said before, y'all still throwing in my side. God damn it, the biggest weapon we've ever had against us.
So for men fall in love or attracted to who the woman is today. Women not potentially, most of the time fall in love with the man's potential.
Okay.
So we don't see who you are today. We see who you are in the future. So if you're not moving in our mind towards what we see you at, which is, let me be clear, it's unfair because we should love who you are today, because if you don't meet that potential, then you let us down. But if we don't see you moving in the way in which we believe that you should move, and it's typically based on what you say, you know what I mean? Hey, look, I want to be a astronaut. Cool. Well, look, babe, let me help you be an astronaut. Let me figure out these things. Hey, look, you got to go to school for this. You got to move this way. You got to make this left. You got to make that right. But you make a left when you were supposed to make a right. Then we're like, yo, hold on. You said you want to do X, Y, and Z.
Right.
Because we bought into your potential.
She's right. She's right. Now, the question is, when does the engagement actually happen? Is it something that you have to, I don't know, you know, it's prime example. Let's say, all right, we all adults here. Let's say the intimate aspect of things. All right? With the courtship, you know, when is that usually like that thing to say, okay, I'm all in, you know, or how do you say? Oh, he can get it if. What's the if? That's what I'm saying. What makes us say, okay, this is that? I mean, I know it's different with everyone, but usually you know within yourself what's going to say that's it. Eureka.
Okay. So from what I believe, my perspective is that today, being intimate with someone isn't as intimate as it used to be.
No.
We will have sex with somebody way before we kiss them, which is crazy to me.
Yep.
But we'll do that. So the intimacy is all about, and again, like you said, we're all grown. It's all about getting a nut, having an orgasm, having a good time. However, we don't trust this person to come to our house. We don't trust this person around our children. We don't trust this person to know where we live. We don't trust this person to know where we work. But we'll trust them with our body. Like, we as a community are screwed up. But that's some stuff that we did that we have to fix. So the whole courtship thing in my mind is that we should be courting multiple people to figure before we have sex, so that way we can figure out, is this the person? And truly save our intimate self, our most prized self, for the person that we want to be with. But we got the game wholly, twisted. We have sex with you and then decide if you're the one. Oh, he got big hands, big feet. Oh, she got a fat butt, or she got a whatever the stupid thing called in the front, whatever, right? Like, our perspectives are completely off, and then we get upset when men don't respect women, or when women don't respect men. I work with a bunch of men, and one of the men most recently said, yo, like, homegirl fucked and ducked me, and he was offended.
Yeah.
And he couldn't believe that a female did that to him. But I'm like, listen, that's what y'all do. So women have been taught that is our quote unquote, that's the only value that we have to men, especially with there being 8 to 12 women to every one man.
I don't see that though. That's some bullshit.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just saying. I'm talking about the numbers. I don't
And
see
I
the
get it.
numbers. Um, I guess the caliber of
That part.
right. Okay, I stand corrected.
Right.
Um,
Right. Now, mind you, this is something I had said this today too. Remember, the turtle's perspective is completely different than the eagle's perspective
say it again.
because of where they are, right? So a turtle can only see what a turtle can see. An
Correct.
eagle can see more.
Right.
So if you're looking for a woman that you could just smash and dash, or gonna let you come over, eat her kids' snacks and drink her kids' Capri Suns, but she live on Section 8 and she's not gonna expect you to give to her like anything other than orgasms.
But see, there we
and
go with the
spilling your seed
expectation
every
now.
now and again.
Here we go.
One more time.
There we go with the expectation.
Absolutely.
Now you just said something that has been true and relevant to what I was saying tonight. The thorn in the side, having expectations that you can't even live up to, looking at the mistakes that have been made in your life, even as far as your illegitimate children, and having a man wanting to come in there and eat up the snacks and the Capri Suns, and you laying with him with the expectation that he's going to come in and try to build a life with you and take care of your mistakes. Now, nothing wrong with that, because there's a lot of great step parents, mothers and fathers. But what I'm saying is the individual that's holding that position, meaning that I'm a single parent, you should have no expectations. You treat people and you meet them where they are. If it's a fuck thing, if you're having fun, be on some Cyndi Lauper shit. Let that shit be known. But if it's serious and this is what you want to do, then put your cards, your paycheck, your life insurance, every fucking thing on the table, and the things that you don't have on the table, you work together to get those things. Okay, you got life insurance, you got a job, you don't have no car, we need to work to get you a car, make you more efficient, to get you where you got to go. These are the kind of conversations you have. You got a car, you got a job, you don't have no life insurance, we need to put you in a position to get some life insurance, because if anything happens to you, these children need to be taken care of, or whatever needs to happen, your estate. These are the conversations that we should be having with one another, as opposed to, do you like me? Can I sleep with you? Your ass is fat. I like that. Water all glistening on your body.
Right.
Let's take a trip to, let's go to take a trip. Take a trip where, motherfucker? You ain't even paying no mortgage, no rent, no nothing. You tripping and shit. Yeah, you tripping like big shoes, motherfucker. You better stack your bread, go buy you a house. Get you a house first. Get you some land, make you some investments, open you a business.
Being outside the city.
I.e. again, you have the thing. Prime example, you live in a society where the majority of you, and I'm harping on this tonight because I'm giving it the thorn in my side. The perpetuation of what happens when you all are not happy with yourself is that everybody's going to feel it. You're going to feel it. Everybody around you, the children, the people at work, your man, everybody's going to feel it. And then you get up, and if you roll out of the bed and you're doing this, you're scrolling. You're looking at somebody else's life. You're looking at the Build-A-Bear bitch's life. You're looking at that person's life, Nicki Minaj and Packers. You look at everybody's life and comparing yours, because it happens as emotional creatures. We do that. We all do it at some point in time, But it becomes a mood. You post about the mood. I'm feeling like this. I'm feeling like that. And the expressions comes through in the actionable items of the day.
Right.
Yeah, you can come on in.
I think part of our problem is that, like, back in the day, parents would have like 12 and 13 kids where grandma or great grandma uterus should have fell out. Mm-hmm. Today we have 1 or 2 kids, and then our children no longer have to learn to interact with multiple personalities. They never had to figure out how to eat, dinner time. You better get there before your brother got there, or you ain't gonna eat. Like, they never understood the community of family, because the community is different. Like, I remember, let me take this back. I don't remember being around my family members outside of my mom and my sister. Mm-hmm. Whereas my mom used to be around her sisters, her cousins, her nieces and nephews, so on and so forth. Like, do you think that's part of the problem? That our family unit is completely different?
Yeah, very much so. My great grandmother, my great great grandmother was a slave, and before she passed away, um, as far as the children, it was 17 of them, and below them it was 21 grandchildren, and so on and so on. And if this woman woke up tonight, and it was tonight is a Wednesday night, and let's say it was in June, and my family lives all over. If Layla Fleming said, "I want a picnic tomorrow," everybody and their joker and their kids and everybody was on the doorstep tonight, cooking, cleaning, everything, and she better not have lifted a finger because that was what she wanted. There, there goes the dismantling of the family. But I'm speaking in the late '60s and the early '70s and so on and so forth. When you had dual parenthood, both parents in the house, which is non-existent now. It's like a fucking unicorn when you find it, and then it's barely holding on by a thread. And that's because the ability for the black man to earn and make provision for his household is basically non-existent. A non-skilled labor job out here is starting at $12 to $15 an hour. He can barely take care of himself, let alone a goddamn family.
Right, but isn't that where like your pride needs to get out of it? If you got to be a plumber, be a plumber. Like plumbers make a lot of money.
Yeah,
electricians
but
make a lot of money.
here's
Like
the thing.
college is
But
for everybody.
okay, prime example. One of the businesses that I'm in, there's a lot of menial labor. The average person is making between 15 and 16 an hour. They're not making a whole lot of money. They're not making provision enough to survive. They can't even pay for health insurance because shit, who's gonna live on having an extra $150 taken out of their paycheck for health insurance, let alone life insurance? And then the thing is, you're giving up almost 14 hours of your day to work that little menial job. It's going to take you to totally let that go to find something better to make more money. And at that point in time, you're losing stuff. Losing your roof, you're losing your food, you're losing everything. You're living in the car with your family, if you got a family or you got a car. So most are stuck in that position or those situations for years before they get an opportunity to turn them around via hitting the lottery or some shit like that, or throwing a few bricks at the penitentiary. And this is the state.
And maybe this is going far off. And fundamentally, I don't think the issue is how much money we make. I think our issue is our relationship with money.
Yeah. Let me put it to you this way. Have you ever been homeless? That is the hardest place.
I was much younger.
Okay. So you were out there by yourself on the bench, and you had to find a job from the bench. No one took you in. Because I'm going to tell you, that's a hard fucking nut to swallow. Right there. Excuse me. Let me retract that. No, pause. All of you, pause. No, that's a hard thing to do. To battle back from the bench is what I'm saying. You're out there. You have no fixed address. Probably no phone. And if you got a phone, shoot, you're holding onto that barely. It's about to be turned off. So what I'm saying is, those are the kind of issues that befall people, and I'm saying this because I've seen them. And some do bounce back, but it takes some time. And man, romance and no finance is a damn nuisance. So we can't count those brothers in. So this is what I talk about, where the numbers are not right, where they say it's 12-1. 12-1 with what? There's a lot of brothers out here, but I guess there's just not a snuff when it comes to the provision and all of that. But they some heck of a pastors out there. If you go see about them, go put up on them and give them a sandwich and a cup of coffee and a jacket and say, "Come talk to me."
Right. Romance doesn't have to be about finance in my mind. I say date within your budget.
Yeah, stay in your budget. Yeah.
So I'm gonna let you go because it looks like other people are trying to get on. Somebody named Tamika was trying to join.
I couldn't join the three-part. I tried to do the three-party thing, but thank you for your time.
All right, have a good day.
You too. Well, you're still a thorn in my goddamn side. You hear me? kryptonite. The black man's kryptonite is you. Y'all fight for everything else, but you won't fight for us. That's a damn shame. Fight against us at every turn. Yeah. Press the X on your screen. There you go. Thank you. Oh, Lord. So, if you're just joining the show, the topic tonight is the Blackman versus Everybody. And the subtopic is the black man's biggest thorn in his side is the black woman. Welcome to the show, or welcome back to the show.
Don't say welcome. I just talked to you.
Welcome back to the show.
Do y'all fight for us?
Hell yeah, every day, all day.
Okay, so
Even,
you don't
listen.
think that black women fight for y'all?
No. The majority rules, and it's been proven. Y'all will sell us out for these honkies quicker than molasses. If they tell you, we got a job for you, y'all go down and skin in the grin and get the job. I'm going to go get that money, girl. And,
wait a minute, I got to be able to see what somebody's saying, but I never call anybody a honky.
I didn't say you did. I said what I said, and that's that.
I mean, yeah, okay, yeah, stand by. Yeah, because that's one thing I love is somebody that says something and they stand by what they say.
Hey,
so,
I'm always staying on mine.
I'm not against that. I was trying to get in with the lady that was just on I think her name was the real Rita.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. When people use the names, the name. Because I mean, my name is Tamika. But I was trying, it was something that she said that I wanted to comment on. And so I forgot it, man. But I ain't gonna hold up your time, Romelo. I was just trying to say something.
Thank you so much for your time. Ahmad821 just joined the room. Welcome, welcome.
Alright, I'm getting off. I'm gonna give somebody else their time.
Thank you. Someone asked,
Okay.
what does a thorn in my side look like? Or what is a thorn in my side? Shit.
You said it's not a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing.
Right?
It's like stubbing your toe in the middle of the night, let you know you're alive. You know that whole delayed pain reaction, but it's excruciating as fuck. And then when it settles down, then it just throbs a little bit. That's what that is. If you're just joining the show, this is the third installment of the Blackman versus Everybody. And
I mean, I wasn't fussing with you, but I was just like, okay, let me see what is going on. Like, black girls got to be a thorn in his side.
yeah,
Because I know thorns hurt me. So.
yeah, goddamn thorn. But what does thorns usually come off of? What does thorns usually come off of? Beautiful roses, right?
All right, I'm about to take my butt to sleep.
There you go. I said, what does thorns usually come off of? Beautiful roses, right?
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah. But they still hurt.
Yep.
You grab a bunch of roses.
Mm-hmm.
If the thorns prick you, they're gonna hurt.
Yep.
That's what came to my mind. Okay.
Thank you.
I'm about to
Have a good night.
Okay. Alright, I'm getting out of here.
Press the X on the top of your screen.
Oh yeah, this is my first live I ever been on.
Well, you know, I'm sure I've ignited some thought this evening, and it's good to have healthy conversations so that we can gain a better understanding of who we are, who we each are, and what we are seeking to do with one another. Let me just say this, man. Sisters, as you look at your brothers, man, your kings, your princes, and a lot of you post your sons and say, because I'm a black mom and this is my son, yeah, I can't breathe and all of that shit. Really take a look at your son. Have a talk with him. You know, impart love in him. Impart compassion in him. Impart goodness in him. Pray on him. You know, just like you would your man. Touch his head while you're praying. Touch his hands, touch his mouth. That all things that he thinks and feels will be good. His hands will prosper. His mind will think good and godly thoughts. And he'll utter the words that will edify and manifest great things in his life and around him, and that way he can be blessings to others that are around him. It is your responsibility, like it's mine, to impart these things in our children so that they can be better people to the people that are sent to them or that they pass or they meet, so that people will be good to them. Okay? You know, tomorrow's going to be a little off the cuff, so yeah, get your seatbelts on and we're going to ride out. But for the most part, if you have an idea, get into it, do it. Don't let anybody tell you you can't do something. And just know that you are loved, even though if you don't feel it, you don't see it, you are loved. Love yourself. Love yourself. Okay? And with that said and done, I love you too, but you can get the fuck off my line. I got to go.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, this is it. It's the Romello Marcellus Show. The fly uncle you always wish you had.
Bring 'em out.
Here to give you every aspect of game from a real player's perspective. It's the biggest boss from business, entertainment, love, and life.
Had to find my inner power.
To fashion, etiquette, and current events.
Major show alert.
All to enhance the happiness already inside you.
Today is about the power of you. Check it out. You're now rocking with the best.